This is what we can learn from the S&P 500. This is CeoTrades, where money works for you. Today we're looking at different pharmaceuticals as well as different funds that make the stock market go. That's right. Let's take a look at here first, S&P 500, where we can see that this is the current ticker right now as we saw it yesterday right here in this screen. And if you can note, the highest that the S&P 500 index has been is 4,800. Right now it's at 4,100, almost a 20% drop since about 3 months ago, since January 3rd or so. It's dropped. Actually, that's 4 months. That's a quarter. But the reality is that we currently are similar to where we were a year ago. In other words, the S&P 500 index fund has erased all its gains in the past year. Is this the bottom of this market? It's hard to tell, but there are a few things. Number one is we have inflation. Inflation meaning that everything costs much more than it would normally cost. But we also seem to be going into a recession, which means that some people are losing their jobs at a faster rate than gaining newer jobs, than creation of newer jobs. And these two together pose a major risk. And that's why we're looking at these right now to see if there's anything that we can learn from this. This is the S&P 500 for the last 3 years. Now, if we look just for a year, we still see pretty much what I just showed you there. It just erased the whole gains within the last year, and now we're starting back. But if we look at it on a daily basis where it is, you'll just basically see that it's going back and forth, up and down, and it doesn't really move too much. It's pretty much in the same spot right now. But we hope that eventually things will turn out for the better, although we don't seem to see the end in sight. I'd like to look at 3 pharmaceuticals which I told our chat group that we would be looking at. Why? Because of the COVID. It seems to be coming back, and the major pharmaceuticals that are out there with vaccines and so on, it's good to know where they stand in reference to the rest of the market. This is Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson, there's not great news coming out from the CDC, but the reality is their stock is up. It's up year after year. This is around last year or so. Is that right? Let's see. Last year would have been somewhere right in here. It's still above what it was last year, which was at about 162. It's 176, so it's not up by much. Could it lose it? Of course it could. Could it maintain the level that it's at right now? It seems to have found some support, but we won't know for another several days, or maybe until the Feds come out again next month and announce if there is another rate hike or what have you. Now, this is Pfizer coming up. Pfizer, you can see, has pretty much erased its gains from last year. Has it? Let's see. No, it has not. It's still above its level. Last year at around this time, it was somewhere at around 38-ish, 39-ish, and it's at 49 right now. It seems to be holding, but we'll see a better picture of this in the next several days. Is it worthwhile to jump in or not? I wouldn't jump into these yet because we don't know where they're headed. Pfizer has had some news, negative news, and unfortunately, in reference to COVID, I mean, they're attempting to do the best they can to assist everyone who needs medical assistance in reference to vaccines and so on. Now, the last one that we're going to look in the pharmaceuticals is Moderna. Moderna seems to have dropped immensely from its highs of 497, which was placed August of last year, and now it's down to 134, erasing its complete gains from last year, even below it. It's gone below it, but that's amazing. It made such a huge jump, and it's down, what would I say, a good 60% or 70% off its highs. That is a lot. That's immense. Many people are scared because of what's going on right now. They don't know what to do. What do? You keep watching. Wait until things seem to be in your favor, until because we don't know how long this is going to go. You can see that it's been dropping for what, 7 months right now, or 8 months. That's amazing, an 8-month drop. This stock has gone below what it should be valued. Moderna, which has produced unbelievable vaccines for the cure of COVID. Microsoft, you can see here, has also pretty much erased gains from last year. It's just a little bit above what its gains were. It was around what was it? Let's see here, 250, and it's at 274 right now. 250 last year, it's around 274. Microsoft is also on the same level. Apple, this is what we're having with Apple Inc. right now. It is, let's see, I just put that in there, just playing around with with the actual typing in here. And hello, PB is just a signal for me, for myself, but we'll go into that in another session here. Now, last year, this time it was at around 129. It's still above by about $30. It's 157. This one has maintained a bit, and that's pretty good. Now, I know that Tesla, which is another one we're going to look at, Tesla is also above what it was last year, if I'm not mistaken. Right in here, it was at 728 last year or so, maybe even a little bit lower than that, 675, and it's at 866. I know it's low right now, but eventually Tesla's going to go above 1,000. They're inventing phones right now. They're going to have other gadgets. They're going to be going to outer space. Elon Musk is a brainchild. He's a genius, and he's doing a lot of moves that are going to make Tesla, SpaceX, Twitter, and whatever else he puts his hands on amazing. So just keep aware of that. If you want to invest into Tesla, hey, I mean, it's at 865 right now or so. It's on a down market. Is this the bottom or not? I would not bet that it is the bottom. However, next week will tell the story. Next week, let's see what happens next week, and we will check in again. Now, I just wanted to show you something, that there are two stocks that I alerted in my group last week, in my Telegram group, during the 3 videos that I did at the beginning of this week. One of them is Marathon. Marathon is just a play of the Bitcoin industry, and it is down right now. I bought in at $16 range, which would have been somewhere right in here just yesterday or so. That happened. Well, actually, it's more, because this is on a weekly chart. It's probably about 4 days ago, and now it's down to 14.9. Is that the bottom? I don't know. However, I'm in it because I know that Bitcoin's going to make a comeback, and if Bitcoin makes a comeback, this one will as well. You can see here that it has a head and shoulders. It's one shoulder here. Here's the head, and here's a smaller part, which is the other shoulder. So get ready for this one. It's going to make a move. It's going to make a move any point in time. We just got to see that it has some support and then shoots right up. The other two stocks that I have alerted, which are playing completely different to what the overall market. Actually, Urban One is above what the market trend is right now. The market trend is down. Everything is down, except there are some stocks that are up. This one's up. I think I'm up like 20% on Urban One, as well as the last one that we'll look at is Carver Bancorp. Carver Bancorp, I'm also up a good 20%. That's amazing that these two stocks out of the 3 that I picked at the beginning of the week are doing immense work. Now, I just bought a little amount of Bitcoin yesterday and today, and they have filled, and Bitcoin is moving upward. However, I still believe that Bitcoin needs to be watched for another day or two and see what happens over the weekend. Depending on what happens over the weekend, then we can make a better judgment on what the current situation might be. Just remember, again, if you want to double your bank account, why don't you invest your knowledge account so your money market will grow, multiplied. Stay safe, and until next week, when we'll look at other sections of crypto and stocks and how to improve our income on a daily basis.